Happy Friday! It's Jen Hernandez again. I'm one of the coaches leading your group here in Northeast Pennsylvania, and I just wanted to share with you, I spoke earlier this week about the types of hunger according to NASM, and I just wanted to share some of those other types as we're coming into the end of the month and coming into the weekend, which is when sometimes I found a lot of temptation arises. So I covered, I tagged the other video. You can kind of check that out. That was the first 4 types of hunger. Today I'm going to cover hormonal hunger, sense hunger, and environmental hunger. And again, I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian. I'm just someone who has learned, and I've lost nearly 100 pounds the last year and few months following what I've learned. I learned from the NASM, the North American Sports Medicine. I've learned from dietitians and nutritionists on my team. So I'm just sharing. I don't want to tell you I'm a place of authority other than I've lost nearly 100 pounds and I have a team of resources that help me. So first I'll start with hormonal hunger because it's something I've been struggling with this week. And ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Even after you are past menopause, your body still experiences the symptoms of hormonal hunger. So really all I can tell you to do with this type of hunger is acknowledge it, know what it is, whether you're keeping track in a calendar or on your phone, or whether you just know what's coming, be aware of it. And if you are going to indulge, take your time and take it in. If you're going to have an ooey gooey warm brownie and you can't find a substitute that will meet that need, know what it is, but then enjoy it for what it is. This isn't an all the time thing. You're not going to do this every day for a month. You're just going to do this for maybe one time. There are some healthy versions that you can satiate your cravings with. For me, my super vitamin dense vegan chocolate shake is like just as good as chocolate, so I use that. Sometimes I'll have an extra one during this time of the month, but just acknowledge it. So it is okay to be an emotional person. Just acknowledge it. Don't shame yourself or beat yourself up, because that will kind of form and keep solidifying the old bad habits, but be aware of what it is. It's an emotional hunger. It is not, it's a hormonal hunger. It's in that category. It's something that you don't have to feed, but if you do feed it, enjoy what you're eating. Celebrate that little moment. Don't yell at yourself and beat yourself up, because then you'll go down the roller coaster the wrong way, right? The next one is sense hunger. Now, sense hunger is something that you've experienced if, say, you meet your girlfriends at a local coffee shop and you smell the fresh baking donuts or bagels or strudels or whatever it is, and so all of a sudden you think you need to have one. So again, something that you'll find is a theme in all the types of hunger is catching yourself and finding out and paying attention to what it is that you're actually craving. So if you're craving it just because you're there and you smell it, ask yourself, will it really make me happy to eat this? After I eat this strudel or muffin or cake or whatever it is, what am I going to be like after? Am I going to beat myself up? And am I going to be miserable? Am I going to feel gross and icky? Am I going to be sad that I gave up on day 7 of my health plan? Like, ask yourself if it's worth it. And if it's not worth it, chug a big glass of water. If anything, I think repeatedly we keep hearing how you are all so surprised that by drinking more water, you're actually not as hungry and not snacking as much. So use that. Now you have that tool in your arsenal to fight that sense hunger and to chug a big thing of water. Hold on to a steering wheel. So say get a hot tea with an unsweetened hot tea or a black coffee with nothing in it and just hold it. Resist. And then when you leave that coffee shop, you come back to this group, you tag your coach, you celebrate, you say, I made it out of the coffee shop and I didn't have to eat. You know, you celebrate that win and feel good. And if you decide that you want to treat yourself with your friend because you only do this every once in a while, you just, again, just like the hormonal hunger, if you're going to have those treats, enjoy them for what they are and actually be happy and slowly eat it. Don't scarf down a cookie or a strudel like as quick as you can. Just slowly eat it. Enjoy it. taste it, smell it. This is an occasional food. Now, what I want to be mindful of is I have heard people so many times say, oh, well, it was just so-and-so's birthday, so we had cake at work. Well, I can guarantee you that that's going to happen almost every week, if not every month. So if you're telling yourself you can have these treats just because, and you're blaming it on a special event, you're going to keep having these treats over and over again, and you will be surprised how much these little sugar treats can actually add up and take you longer to get to your goals. So I just want you to be mindful in that. Do you really feel like having that cake at the moment? Do you really want to indulge? And if you do, enjoy it. Indulge it while you can. You enjoy it. But just, again, it's a lot of catching yourself and drinking the water and asking yourself if you really want to have it. And that leads us to the last one that I was going to cover, and that is environmental hunger. Environmental hunger is very similar to sense hunger. Environmental hunger is something that I personally struggle with and have really worked hard at the last year. I'm not going to lie, the last 14 months, my day job, this is the hardest part of my weight loss. I don't buy that junk, so I don't have it in the house at home. I don't have that silly food at home. I don't spend money on it. At work, it is in abundance. People visit our office and bring us donuts and Peeps and chocolate. My coworkers stock drawers with chocolate. My boss stocks drawers with chocolate. There's almost always somebody sharing some treat and asking if you want it. And even though they stopped asking me most of the time, I hear it all day long. It's within 4 feet of me, people being asked, and I hear it. And it's hard to ignore when you hear somebody else encouraging, just have one little candy. Oh, go for it. Take 3 little candies. You know, when you hear that and you see it all the time, and I just really have had to catch myself and say, do I really want this? Because when I started at my job, I gained 70 pounds in 1 year. And I went to all the doctors. I had tons of tests. I had blood work and ultrasounds and so much blood work and so much money spent at the doctors to find out I'm not even pre-diabetic, that it was really what I was eating. And the only thing that I was falling off the wagon with was little candies multiple times a day, every day at work. And then having whatever the takeout lunch was. And just letting everybody's around me control what I consumed. And that's something that I had to learn, is I control what I put in my mouth. I control if I want that cake. I had someone tell me, and I love this. I really loved this. So I said, well, it's my birthday, so I know a lot of people are going to get me a cake. So I'm going to have at least 4 birthday cakes for my birthday, and I don't know what to do. You don't have to eat the cake just because someone gives it to you. You can absolutely say to them, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for doing something to make my day special. They will feel good that they achieved their goal of making you feel good and special, but you don't have to eat it. You can leave it out in the office for anybody else who wants to take advantage of it and who wants to eat it. But you don't have to eat it. You don't have to eat 4 cakes because it's your birthday. You never have to do any of those things. If you want to, eat it, enjoy it, but you're not allowed to beat yourself up after because you made the choice to eat it, okay? No more shaming and beating ourselves up, right? We are going to be confident in our choices. If we want to eat the treats, eat the treat, enjoy it while you're eating it, and then move on back to your goal. And realize I'm not giving you freedom to eat cake and cookies all day, every day, because obviously you're not going to get to a healthy weight or a healthy fitness level if you eat and indulge in treats every day. But what I'm saying is, if you are going to make that occasional sideline to cakes and cookies and treats, enjoy it when you're having it, and don't beat yourself up for a choice you made, because that's going to do nothing but send you right down that roller coaster that I know I lived for 20 years. And I can't be the only one. I cannot be the only one. So do yourself a favor, make the conscious decision, and eat it if you really, really want it. If you don't want it or you don't need it, drink a big glass of water. Hold on to a big unsweetened tea. Hold on to a big black cup of coffee. Hey, Megan. So you can make the choice and then make it about the conversations, make it about the people. So I hope these tips were helpful. I found them super helpful for me. I actually was just finishing up the second live on different types of hunger and how to combat them. So in my first video, I covered physical hunger, nutritional hunger, emotional hunger, and your habit hunger or your behavior hunger that you're used to having. And then today I just talked about your hormonal hunger, your sense hunger, and your environmental hunger, and how you absolutely have control. And the biggest tip that I can recommend is to find yourself and celebrate when you catch yourself eating for one of those reasons. Because physical hunger, you should feed. Nutritional hunger, you need to feed. But emotional hunger, your habit hunger, your sense hunger, your environmental hunger, those are all hungers that you don't necessarily have to feed. And I was just talking about how we've all been learning in this water group how great we feel when we drink a big glass of water and how we're snacking less. So use that tip to help you combat the hungers that don't have to be fed. Okay, drink that big glass of water instead of reaching for the treat. Don't buy the treat. There's no reason to have some of those things. In my opinion, it's a waste of money to buy things that don't help me get to the fitness and health level that I want. That's my personal opinion. You can focus on the conversation, on the people. Change, if you're getting obsessed about the plate of brownies, like get away from the brownies, do something. Do the dishes, read a book, call a friend, text a friend, post in the group, say, help me get away from the brownies. Go take a shower. I've actually heard someone say that like taking a shower can change your brain and just get you thinking, take a nap. If I said read a book already, I think I did. But there's so many different ways that you can divert, and conquer your hunger, because not all of it needs to be fed. And I'm assuming if you're in this group, you're either working on a health and fitness goal or you enjoy health and fitness, and therefore some of the silly foods that we're used to eating aren't really necessary to have in our daily lives. And I'm just hoping that this was helpful for you. I just did a recomment and rename on my first video from earlier this week, so you can catch up if you didn't catch that one. Hit replay if you didn't get to watch this one yet, and I'd love to have your questions, or if you guys have tips on how you deal with your types of hunger. But these again are things that I've learned the last year, personally, a year and a few months that I've lost nearly 100 pounds, and what other members of my team and dietitians and nutritionists have shared. And most of my resources are from the North American sports medicine blogs, as well as the North American medical journals. So I do a lot of reading to try to help myself and to try to help my clients, because my number one passion is just being healthier for myself, but being able to empower and lift you guys up to be your healthiest self. Because I know how it feels to be on the floor in your closet crying because you can't fit any of your clothing. And I know how it is to be hiding from your significant other under layers of clothing and blankets because you don't want to be hugged or touched because you're ashamed of your body. And I also know how it feels to have released the weight and be in a place where you're comfort and you're happy and you're confident. And this is such a much better place to be. I just would love for everybody to be in that comfort and happiness with their bodies and their fitness. So if you have questions, dig in. We'll be sharing more this weekend to wrap up the water challenge. And then Monday night, Emily and I are going to go live and share our winners and our prizes and share a little more about what we have to offer you if you choose to graduate to the next group. So have a wonderful Friday night. Remember, if you make a choice to eat something that's not necessarily in the health food category, just consciously enjoy it and know that you made the choice, so no beating yourself up after. Okay? Promise? Pinky swear? I hope you pinky swear. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.